is going on, everybody? We are back with another extreme project, and yes, this is another fish project. So, without further ado, let's start. You're going to want to grab some cardboard and start drawing some strips on it, and once you cut all the strips out, you're going to take your base that you want your head to be, and yeah, I didn't really exactly know what lure I was going to do, but then I saw this one online, and I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. So we're going to go ahead and take our strips and put them along our head, and for the head I did a little bit angled upward so it doesn't really give it that like flat genetic look, but once you have all the strips glued, make sure to cut them. And you know, if you really wanted to give it some dimension, I put some of the strips out further than others, and then I just taped it really good with some duct tape, of course. But once you have the head kind of done on the shape that you want it, let's do the middle section. So I think I'm just going to call this the base, because it's really just like the base of the fish that's holding the fin and the head on it. So yeah, basically same tactic as what we do for the head, just cut out a bunch of strips and then glue them on, and then later just like add a little bit of dimension and just like push them down almost. And yeah, so it actually kind of resembles like a skeleton fish almost because of the ribs. But yeah, once you have all the strips done, just make sure to tape it up. And lastly, I did the tail. So the tail I wanted to be like kind of bigger than the rest of the body. So what I did was I cut out a little piece of like this base I was definitely going to use for the tail, and then I hot glued a strip onto it, and then I put the actual like fin on the base. Once I had it to where I wanted it to look, I just added some strips, and yeah. And once you have all three sections, make sure to tape them up with this like cardboard tape, which is awesome because once we're done with that, we're going to add paper towel strips and cover them with Mod Podge so it gives it this cool, nice texture. Perfect. And now it's time for colors. So I went online and looked up a bunch of lures, and I kind of wanted mine like a green and yellow, like this one up here, but I wanted to add just a little bit of my taste to it, so I painted the top yellow-green, and then I added these triangles to the head to give it some pattern. But once I added the yellow and the orange, I just went over it with a little bit of green, and that really brought it out, so it was perfect. If you were to make something like this, I would just keep in mind that the paper towels I used in Mod Podge down were super good for like if I wanted to water down the color, it really blended in nice with the paper towels, so just keep that in mind. Once the paint is done, I got some old wire from my room and I started adding the hooks. So to do this, I just added some wire to connect the hooks to the fish, and these were just like, you know, just little circles that I twisted up real cool. And I just wanted 2 hooks for this project, so that's what I did. After you wrap those 2 up, I'm going to make the wire for the front of the fish. And I had a different idea than the main ones, so I added 2 little wire circles, and that'll come in handy later. But then I just drilled a hole in the fish and I added that in with some hot glue. And once you add the two, my favorite part. Now this, we're going to make the treble hooks, and I gotta say, this took me a while.
6.5 hours later.
But once I got it down, I just wrapped it up with some micro wire.
A few moments later.
And now you got two of them. I just wanted to add a little bit of detail, so I painted the insides silvery color and with a little bit of black to make it a gray. Back on the wire topic, and we're gonna make some little connectors so that all the pieces to our fish can all connect. And once you're done with that, I actually had some eyeballs laying around, and I used those for the fish. Once you have all the finishing touches, you can go ahead and connect your bases. And I wanted to make a propeller, so I just took some UV resin and I made a little propeller for the fish lure. Yeah. And I just went ahead and added the treble hooks finally, and added the propeller to the fish, and there you have it. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This project did take me a long time, but I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.